What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TOSHI today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. We're also going to talk about a coin called Nitro, a meme coin at the request of Abdallah. We're going to talk about Nitro at the end of this video. It might get a little bit less representation than TOSHI, obviously, but we'll give it an honest shake at the end of this video here. So hit that like button, you guys, subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, TOSHI here, consolidating, right? We've got this from a high to a low. We've gone all the way up to our golden ratio, and now we're consolidating. If we look at this on a daily time frame, we are right at an area that makes a lot of sense to find support, right? Being in between the 0.5 and the 382. This is actually a prime area, and the closer you are to the 0.5, the more bullishly configured you are. Now, there's no guarantee that this is the low. There's nothing that says we have to move up here, otherwise you're going down to zero. You could keep moving down. You could keep consolidating, keep consolidating until you hit the 382 and then move up. Something like that could happen. You could just see a flash crash down to the 382 and then move up. Something like that could happen. We could rip out any moment. You never know. But definitely being here, consolidating around the 0.5 and maintaining prices above the 0.5 is a good look, I must say. Looking at the daily RSI where we are here, very positive readings as well. Staying above the 60 is not easy to do. Finding support there and just staying up here, dwelling up here is a good thing. It definitely is. Dwelling above the 50 overall is good, right? Whenever you have the RSI above the 50, that's good. Whenever it's living below the 50, that's bad. And we can literally see that in the price, right? Bad. Bad times, bad times. Good. Good times, good times, right? It can be that simple. It's not that simple every time. Don't think that, oh wow, above the 50 good, below the 50 bad. Now I understand the RSI. It's not exactly that simple, but kind of. Like honestly kind of. It's like you can go back in time and just, I guess this one isn't a good example, but for like any coin, if you're looking at the daily basis, under the 50, wow, we are in bad times. Oh, we got above the 50. Oh, we're in good times now. At least we're living above the 50. Hopefully getting set up for good times. Above the 50 here, good times, right? Anyways, not always though, right? Because even here above the 50, you were kind of in these boring times, bad times, quote unquote. But TOSHI, looking bullishly postured at the very least, okay? Certainly bullishly postured. Not just in the RSI, but in the fibs. So if you were to move up higher from here, my expectation would be, just based off the fibs alone, you'd go to the 786, 886 area. If we take into account this bull flag, which is the bull flag, do you measure it from here? Do you measure it from this low? I don't know, man. I feel like that low is fine to measure from. Let's be a little conservative, though, I suppose. We can measure from that low. Low to low here. That measure move would take us right to the 886. So, and there's a couple of bull flags that actually seem like they do want to go just to or just above their 886. So if you were to take the whole thing into account, it would be just above the 886. Don't be surprised here, you guys, Toshinites, Toshibas out there. You're at 307,339 right now. You're on a path in a very short amount of time. We're on the daily time frame. So by the end of May, that will take you to about 00137 to 00175, or maybe even above there. It really wouldn't surprise me if by the end of this month of May you saw prices at 0018, right? Because we do have targets that line up with going just above the 886, and it's okay. You can go above the 886. You don't have to stop there, but typically, looking at this RSI the way it is, I would expect the price action the way it is, I would expect that you do stop in the 786, 886 area, which is, again, that's between 00175 to 001373, something like that, right? If not a little bit higher. I doubt that you miss it. I doubt that you fall shy of it, right? We're not going to get a double top and then reject down. We're gonna move up here, and it's going to happen any day. Let's see if we can define this or redefine this. Refine. Let's see if we can refine this on the 4-hour time frame. So here you are, consolidating, right? Relatively speaking, consolidating here. You're breaking out, you're getting volume, and there's no follow through. So we're just chilling. Here we are, still consolidating, right? However you want to look at this, we're still consolidating. 4-hour RSI broke out of its downward sloping trend. Now you're replacing that downward sloping trend with lower highs and lower lows. You're replacing that with higher lows and higher highs, looking to form an upward sloping trend, and maybe even getting into the overbought zone, seeing some pronounced readings up there, which can promote some, well, very, very eruptive behavior from the price, right? The last time we were in the overbought zone, this is what we got. The time before that, even whenever it was a lot lesser, we still had a nice move up, and the time before that too, it all reflects in very positive movements, and it looks like you're postured and aimed at the overbought zone now. So being on the 4-hour time frame, It's not going to be this moment. It's not going to be as soon as you watch this video, but probably within the next day to 3 days, maybe 5 days at the most, we will be moving up higher. Absolutely. We'll be in this overbought zone. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was tomorrow, Wednesday, or even Thursday that we began moving up higher. So enjoy the consolidation while it lasts, because it's not going to be here for forever. I do think Toshi's in a position to move up higher. The 4 hour looks really good. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour also looks good. Neutral, but good. Positive overall. You see what you're doing here, right? You had this downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, and you're literally in an uptrend now. Higher lows, higher highs. And you're actually at the base of this range. You're just bouncing off the base of this range. So the rest of today should be good, getting you set up for a bullish tomorrow and a bullish end of week, as well as the expectation here. So you'll probably begin breaking out of this bull flag this week. Good. You'll probably break out of it this week. How much higher are you going to be? I'm not saying you're going to be above 201 by the end of this week, maybe. But I do expect that you'll see some progression this week as the days go on. How much progression, how fast are you going to move? I'm not entirely sure, but whenever you do start moving fast, understand that you know where the price is going to go, right? Something between 0017 to 0019, if I remember right. Sorry, I had that off. I had that backwards. 00175 at the maximum, 00137. That's the minimum there, yeah. Something between this area. Anyways, I don't know if I have anything else that I want to talk about. We could talk about where you're going to go as far as after that goes, as far as where you're going to go by the end of June, the expectation there. High to low, we could talk about end of cycle stuff too, because I know people value that as well. From its current price, end of June, that was not, that was not it. There we go. End of June, the expectation would be that we're at about 0045. If not there, maybe we are all the way up at 1 cent, somewhere in between this area. Again, it is possible we could see 2 cents to 2.6 cents, but for Toshi to see this, to accomplish this, we'd have to see some progress in a very short amount of time, right? If we make a move, guys, if by the end of May we're all the way up here, then yeah, we're going to start talking about 2 cents to 2.6 cents a lot more. If it's the first week of June and we're all the way up here, yeah. But if it's like mid-June and we're finally up at this area, I think it's completely appropriate to consider that 0.006 or even 1 cent is the possible stopping point, right? But certainly at the pace you're moving now, and considering what we could do by the end of the month, I mean, man, if you're at new all-time highs by the end of the month of May, we're going to talk about that 2 to 2.6 cent price a lot more candidly. But for now, let's stay focused on 0.045 to 1 cent, somewhere in that area there. Anything from about a 6x move to a 14x move, something like that. That's what I would anticipate. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I think that this is a very bullish formation, whatever you want to call it, right? Whether it's a bull flag, whether it's, I don't know, some kind of weird version of an inverse head and shoulders, we're just in a channel moving up higher, whatever it is, right? It could be a variety of patterns that are bullishly inclined. It definitely looks like you're set up to move higher. You've broken out of your base area here. Okay, you had your breakout move, and now you're just configuring. And what you're doing at the end of the day, no matter what pattern we're in, you're finding support at prior support. You're looking good. You're looking constructive and healthy. Your RSIs are good. So time will tell, and it will only tell a bullish tale. I got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Bye-bye. Take care. See you on the next one. Adios. Sayonara. Konnichiwa. Bon voyage. I don't know anything else. Au revoir. I guess au revoir is the same language, right? As bon voyage. Bye-bye.